Hello students, today we are going to talk about B2B marketing, or it is known as business to business marketing. So first we will see what are the textbooks prescribed according to VTU University. There are two textbooks prescribed, Business to Business Marketing by Ross Brennan and others, and the second book is B2B Marketing Strategy, Differentiate, Develop and Deliver Lasting Customer Engagement by Heidi Taylor Kogan. So we will go on to our topic now. So first, we will see what is marketing. So marketing is the process of planning for ideas or goods or services to create relationships between buyer and seller that satisfy individual and organizational goals. So in the process of planning, we are planning for the 4 P's, that is product, price, place, promotion. I hope you remember your 4 P's from marketing management. So marketing is the process of planning for ideas, goods and services. So now we will see what is B2B. B2B is not the same as B2C. So the same type of customers are not served in B2B. The same number of customers are not served in B2B as in B2C. In B2B, buyer-seller relationship is the focus. There has to be strong buyer-seller relationship, then only B2B marketing will be a success. And the success of B2B marketing depends upon the demand for the customer goods. If there is demand for the customer goods, then only there will be a demand for B2B products. So what are the other names of B2B? B2B is otherwise known as industrial marketing or business marketing. So who do they market to? What are the organizations where they are marketing the B2B products and services? So they are marketing to companies, they are marketing to government bodies, they are marketing to institutions like hospitals, to NGOs like Red Cross, where all these organizations use the products as part of their manufacturing process. So what is business marketing now? Business marketing is all those activities, marketing activities, where there is an exchange of business products between companies and their industrial customers. So here in B2B marketing, the customers are termed as industrial customers, whereas in B2C marketing, the customers are termed as retail customers. So the retail customers, they purchase products for their personal consumption, whereas industrial customers do not purchase the B2B products for their personal consumption, it is for their manufacturing processes or for their operations. So here the product is not so important in B2B. It is the transaction that takes place between buyer and seller, what kind of transaction they have and what is the reason for the transaction, that is important in B2B. So all the success of B2B marketing depends upon the type of transactions they have between the buyer and seller. Like for example, if you see, the Indian trade happens mainly on trust between the buyer and seller. The business activities happen. That is the kind of strong transactional relationship which is there between buyer and seller in B2B marketing. So everything is mostly by word of mouth in Indian B2B marketing. if you would have noticed it. So, this B2B marketing, is the transaction a customer transaction or a business transaction? You decide. So, suppose you want to buy gear for your mountain bike. Ford company also purchases the same gear to fix their machines. Xerox company purchases soft drinks for their cafeterias. The Indian government, for its smooth running, they purchase a lot of B2B products like computer systems, furniture, stationery, etc. etc. So now we will look into this table which explains the difference between B2B and B2C markets more clearly to help you understand what is the difference between B2B and B2C. So the sales volume is very large in B2B market. Comparatively, in B2C, it is very small because B2C are mostly retail customers who are buying for their personal use, whereas B2B, the industrial customers are purchasing mainly for their industrial operations or industrial activities, so they purchase in huge volumes. So the purchase volume is also greater in B2B market as compared to B2C market. The number of buyers are many in B2B market, but there is mass number of customers in B2C market. So what is the size of the individual buyers? Since the industrial customers in B2B market are companies who are buying the B2B products, they are large, so their size is larger in B2B market, whereas the size of retail customers in B2C market is smaller. Now we will see the location of buyers. So you will find industrial customers in those areas where there is lot of companies, lot of factories or lot of manufacturing units. So they are concentrated in such areas like trading zones or export zones or industrial areas where lot of factories or manufacturing units are located. You will find a concentration of industrial customers there. Whereas in B2C market, you find customers are diffused. That means they are spread out all over the country. They are not concentrated in particular areas. They can be found in any part of the world. Today, we have the global customers. So the global customers can be located in any part of the world. Next, we will see the buyer-seller relationship. So like I told you earlier, in B2B, the transaction is very important. So the relationship between the buyer and seller is very close. In the case of B2B market, then only B2B market can be a success. Whereas in B2C market, it is more impersonal relationship. The company does not know much about the customer and the customer also does not know much about the company. They don't have such a close relationship as you find in B2B market. So what is the channel of distribution in B2B market and B2C market? In B2B market, it's a more direct channel. The manufacturing company sells the B2B product directly to the Indian industrial customers. Whereas in B2C market, the channel of distribution is less direct. There is a lot of intermediaries in B2C market like wholesalers, retailers, agents. Through all these intermediaries, the product passes through to reach the final customer. What are the buying influences? You find the buying influences are multiple both in B2B and B2C. So multiple in the sense, in the case of B2B, it is more of the sales team from the companies which is doing personal selling to the industrial customers. Apart from that, other influences can be advertisements, flyers from the company, promotional offers from the company, or influence of other industrial customers. Same way in B2C market also, multiple influences are there on the retail customers. He can be influenced by advertisements of the company, promotional offers from the company like discounts or price off or buy one get one free, all those kind of offers, personal selling or influence from other customers, retail customers. So multiple influences are there on the buyer in B2C market also. Negotiation is very complex in the case of B2B market because B2B products are more huge in quantity, more costly. So a lot of negotiation has to take place between the buyer and seller. The sales team does lot of negotiation with the industrial customers before they finally reach to an agreeable deal. Whereas in the case of B2C market, the negotiation is much simple. There is not much of negotiation between the buyer and the seller. It will be mostly the buyer will be influenced by the promotional offers of the company or other influences from the company. What is the key promotion method? So in B2B market, it is mainly personal selling, sales team which does this personal selling to the industrial customers, whereas the key promotional method is advertisements. On an average, a customer faces around 3,000 advertisements in a day, either in newspaper or digitally or in the mobile phone or while he is traveling. So the advertisements, ads keep bombarding the customer. So this is one very good promotional method adopted by most of the companies today. Leasing. Leasing is used more in B2B market, especially when companies are leasing their equipment to industrial customers like cranes or tractors or some heavy construction equipment. They will lease it to the industrial customers. Whereas the use of lease is very less in the case of B2C customers or B2C market. Reciprocity is more, that means response from the industrial customers is more in the case of B2B market and less in the case of B2C market. Industrial customers, they respond more to the offers or marketing efforts of the B2B companies, whereas retail customers respond less to the marketing efforts of B2C companies. So what is the demand in B2B market? It is all derived demand. Derived demand means the B2B products demand depends upon the demand for consumer goods. When there is a demand for consumer goods, then only there is a demand for B2B products. This is known as derived demand. So B2B products are considered as a factor of production or as an intermediate product. So for example, when there is a demand for cars, then there will be a demand for B2B products like tires, tubes, steel, seats, airbags, stereo systems, etc. etc. So the B2B products mainly are derived demand from the demand for consumer goods. Also, the B2B products can be fluctuating or volatile demand. That means the demand for B2B products are not always stable. It keeps fluctuating according to the demand for consumer products and services. Like for example, during the COVID period, the demand for consumer goods greatly dropped. So this affected the demand for B2B products, and the manufacturing of B2B products greatly reduced during that period. So B2B products, the demand for B2B products keeps fluctuating according to the demand for consumer goods. Joint demand. When two industrial products are used jointly together, then when the demand for one product will depend upon the demand for the other product. This is known as joint demand. So, for example, pump set and motor. When there is a demand for pump set, then there is a demand for motor, and vice versa. Cross-elasticity of demand. This is a demand for a B2B product when the price for another B2B product changes. So this is known as cross-elasticity of demand. So sales of one B2B product gets affected when there is a price change in another B2B product. For example, when the price of aluminum increases, the demand for wood or steel increases. When the price of aluminum drops, the demand for wood or steel will increase. So, this is known as cross elasticity of demand. So, reverse elasticity of demand. This is not normal behavior which is seen in industrial customers. This is a short-term reaction from industrial customers. When the price for a product increases, the demand for the product also increases. When the price decreases, the demand for the B2B product also decreases. Like for example, if you see electric vehicles, even though they are very costly now, there is more and more demand for electric vehicles. So this is known as reverse elasticity of demand. Bullwhip method. This is a tendency of industrial customers to purchase a B2B product when it is in short supply. They purchase more of that product and stock it up. So even though they purchase more than what they need, this is known as bullwhip method. So, for example, you would have seen companies purchasing more of a raw material when it is in short supply. They purchase more of that product and stock it up. So, this is known as bullwhip method. So, all these are the concepts that you see in demand for B2B products. So B2B products are mainly used in the manufacturing operations, and they can also go for resale. That is, companies which purchase B2B products, they again further sell it to other companies. So there are three categories of business products, that is entering goods, foundation goods, and facilitating goods. So what is entering goods? As the name suggests, these goods enter the manufacturing process of other companies, such as raw materials, farm products, natural products. These are all known as entering goods. Like for example, tomato is an entering good to make tomato sauce. So they are part of the finished product. So entering goods, some of the entering goods need extensive processing. That means they need to be processed a lot before they can be purchased. Or some entering goods are just component parts, spare parts, which are just used to assemble to become part of the finished product. So they don't require much of processing. Whereas the foundation goods is the second category of business goods. These are capital goods like buildings, land, fixed machinery. These are long-term investments and they are known as capital goods. and they also undergo depreciation over a period of time. Companies also use accessory goods like, for example, tools or computer systems or furniture or lighting equipments. These are all known as accessory equipments. They are less expensive and they are short-lived. The third category of business goods is facilitating goods. They help the organizations in their operations. So they are known as overhead expenses. Like, for example, service of machinery, maintenance and repair of machinery, providing advisory support from the lawyers or CA or consultants to the company, or logistical support provided to the company in the form of transportation of raw materials or transportation of finished goods. All these are known as facilitating goods. So these are the three categories of business products. So to this, we come to the end of our session on B2B marketing. I will be coming out with further videos on B2B marketing in the near future. Thank you.